Something I've struggled with my entire life is a mental disorder called ARFID, which stands for Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder. It's pretty much picky eater syndrome, but on a level where it like seriously affects your life. Because there are a lot of people that are like picky with certain things, with certain types of foods. But with me, it's a very selective diet. And I found out like a lot of people that have the same thing that I do, it's always the same exact type of diet that like everyone with this illness suffers. Like that, like we all have the same exact diet. It's fucking chicken tenders, french fries, macaroni and cheese, pizza, that sort of thing. I don't eat any meat aside from chicken tenders. I don't eat any vegetables whatsoever, unless you count french fries and potato chips as vegetables. I don't really eat a whole lot of fruit aside from strawberries, and I like grapes, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, like it would be easier for me to name the stuff that I do eat than the stuff that I don't eat. Like I won't eat any seafood. I won't eat like any like most stuff at a menu at a restaurant. It's really when I'm at a restaurant, I order one of like three or four things. I eat chicken tenders with fries, macaroni and cheese. Like if it's one of those, if it has like gourmet mac and cheese, not the Kraft shit, because I could not, I could not order that shit off the kids menu, like Kraft mac and cheese, because I've done that once and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. I can't do that. It has to be like gourmet mac and cheese for me to order at a restaurant. I like pizza. I'm actually really good with Italian food as well. I just don't like it when they put like I don't like meat pasta, like meat lasagna, meat ravioli, that sort of thing. But if there's no meat on it, I'll eat ravioli. I'll eat baked ziti. I'll eat fucking penne alla vodka. I love penne alla vodka. Like a whole bunch of different pastas as long as it's cheese and no meat. I'm pretty decent at an Italian restaurant, or like if I'm on a date, I actually seem like a normal functioning person. Also, breakfast I'm pretty good at. So if I'm at a diner or whatever, I'll eat pancakes, waffles, French toast. I'm okay with bacon, but I don't really care for it too much. I like scrambled eggs. So with breakfast, I have the appearance of a normal person. Other than that, though, yeah, like I won't eat a steak, I won't eat a burger, I won't eat like a whole bunch of different things. Like it's really, really, really bad to the point where I'm often under distress when I go out to eat at a restaurant. I feel embarrassed. I feel like, scared. Like, am I even going to eat anything off this menu? I remember my friend, it was his birthday, and he wanted to go to this hibachi place. So it was like a group of like 10 of us, or maybe even more. Like we were just all sitting. If you ever been to those hibachi restaurants, it's like this really long table. They actually cook the food in front of you. They have like a grill on the table, and it's like a really cool thing to see. You have to go there once if you've never been there before. Like it's a good experience. It's a great experience. Like just the spectacle of it. But I obviously would not really eat anything on the menu. So, I mean, I tried to be like a normal person. I ordered like a ribeye steak. I think they asked me how I want it cooked. I just said medium rare because I don't know, because I don't really eat steak. And I fucking, oh man, it was hard just trying to like eat through it. It was disgusting. I hated it so much. I even tried it with sauce and all these different things, and I just could not get it down. So then I'm just like, yeah, I'll take a bowl of plain white rice. Yeah, I think the worst story that I've ever had, like as far as like not being able to eat anything, there's a place in Connecticut called Club Getaway. It's pretty much like a place, like it's like a camp sort of thing where they have like all these like outdoor activities, rock climbing, and like all this outdoor shit you can do. And it has like cabins that you can stay in and everything like that. So I went there pretty often during summer camp, and I also went there in the 7th grade. And I remember they didn't have anything like that they offered like for lunch and for food, like that the place that the venue had. They didn't have anything that I ate. They had like one, like, because they serve different food every other day. I had mac and cheese, and they didn't have anything else for like the other 3 days or the other 2 days that I was there. It was bad enough that they had like these meat, like they had these like sub sandwiches, like these long sandwiches, like the footlongs. I would take everything out of the sandwich. So the lettuce, the tomato, everything else, the ham, the turkey, whatever the fuck was in there, I would take all of it out and just eat the bread. And that's the only food that I had. Yeah. And then like when friends want to go to like special places, like special like ethnic restaurants, Mexican restaurants, no bueno, no bueno. Like any obviously like a Chinese restaurant, I won't eat anything there unless they have chicken nuggets, which a lot of them do have chicken nuggets. To be fair, some people to kind of get by at a Chinese restaurant. But yeah, it's a huge problem, and I never outgrew it. And it's obviously like there's health concerns, obviously, because I have such a very specialized diet. I definitely don't get all the nutrients that I need. And I'm not a pill person, so I won't take vitamins. It's like a whole thing where, like, yeah, maybe I'm going to live a much shorter life because of this problem. And I don't know how to exactly resolve it. And I think the thing is, like, when something, I don't like the texture of certain foods, the way certain foods smell. I just think if they don't smell good, I won't even try it because I'm like, ugh, no, I don't want to eat this shit. So, yeah, most of the foods that I won't eat are foods that I haven't even tried before, if I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. But there are foods that I have tried, and I hated the taste of it so much that it ruined the rest of my appetite, and I didn't want to eat anything else for the rest of the day. So, yeah, it is a problem, a huge problem in my life. Probably one of the top three. Like, if I'm going to, like, it definitely is, because it's a huge hindrance in my life. And yeah, like, people don't like that, especially like with dating and shit like that. They don't want to date someone that has like such a limited food palette because they feel like they're dating a child, you know what I mean? And they just don't want to deal with it. So there are people who won't date you over food. They definitely won't, like based off of your food preferences. And honestly, like I just never really thought much of it for most of my life. It's just been part of who I was. I didn't really necessarily always think of it as a disorder or a mental illness. It wasn't until like a couple years ago that I'm like, holy shit, I have like a serious problem. Not that it was like a new revelation. Like I always knew in the back of my mind that there was something wrong. My parents always told me like like up until I was like 3 or 4 years old, I would eat anything. I was not picky at all. I was very like just willing to eat anything. But I think, they didn't really try to force feed me food. And I don't know if that's like part of the problem, if it's like a fuck up on their part. But my mom explained it to me this way, is that her mother, my grandmother, cooked horrible, disgusting food. She was a horrible cook. And the food that she made was so horrible that my mom would like feed it to their dog like most of the time when my grandmother wasn't looking. Like, and she would like starve because of how horrible the food was. So she's like, I don't want you to go through the same thing that I went through when I was a kid because it was not good. So that's pretty much why my parents, and my dad was always the type person where he was always like, even as a kid, he was like, you do whatever the fuck you want, man. Like, he didn't really, I'm not going to say he didn't care, but he really didn't give a fuck. Like, he was just like, what, like, he wasn't really like the type of parent that was actively involved in every aspect of my life and made sure that everything I was doing was on the up and up. Like, he was just like, as long as you're not like doing like really fucked up shit, as long as you're not like a drug addict or something like that, I really don't care. That's pretty much what he was like. So when it comes to the food thing, yeah, people didn't really try to fix me or change me. They just accepted, my family just accepted. They would make fun of me all the time, but they wouldn't try to do anything to change my eating behavior. I think they probably did try a couple times, and they're just like, yeah, we're not gonna, like, we just give up. We're not gonna really like try to make a huge thing out of this. So I don't know. I'm permanently broken. Can't be fixed. Yeah, it's a huge issue, and I don't really know how to resolve it, to be honest. But it's there's a lot of like, you just feel like a lot of social stigma against you. You feel like you can't, you just don't feel like a normal person, because eating and food and restaurants is like a huge part of everyone's life. Like, especially traveling and stuff like that. Like, if you travel, imagine like if I travel, because I haven't really traveled internationally before. If I go to like places like far out there that have like, that don't have fucking chicken tenders and that kind of stuff, they just have like whatever food is from that country. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a problem for me. It 100% will be. So it's something I'm gonna have to try to get over. I mean, the fact that I'm close, I'm like a few years from being 30 years old, so I don't know if it's too late. And again, I don't know what I can do to even try. Just try to force feed myself this food and try to like mentally just prevent myself from not from not wanting to eat the food. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess, you need to see a doctor, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's a common sentiment that people often say, but I don't know if they can, because this is more of a mental thing, so it's not like, oh, like when you have a physical ailment, here's this medication, here's this prescription, here's this treatment that will make you better. When it comes to something that's like up here, it's a lot harder to deal with, even with like therapy and fucking whatever the hell else. Seeing a dietitian, they're not going to tell me what I don't already know about myself, is that I'm fucked up mentally, and that there are things that, that I just need to not be fucked up in the head, and then I'll be able to eat all this food and have a much, better palate. I'm also very, very picky when it comes to drinks, too. I only drink seltzer water, which is a saving grace. There's a reason, like, I'm slightly overweight, like, I'm a little bit overweight, but I'm nowhere near being, like, obese. And I can credit that to me not drinking soda. So that's the one good thing that my pickiness has done for me. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say it's balanced it out, but if I also drank like a lot of fucking, like if I only drank Coca-Cola, oh my god, I'd be like 300 pounds, So, I mean, I also like lemonade. I like freshly squeezed lemonade. I'm not going to, like, that fucking Minute Maid shit's disgusting. Like, freshly squeezed lemonade, like, at the county fair. Oh my god, it's fucking delicious. I love it. I like orange juice, but I don't drink it often because I know that shit's like got a lot of fucking calories, and like because I eat a lot of calories, I don't want to drink a lot of calories too, so I kind of try to watch for that. And seltzer water, I just love it. I don't like drinking regular water. I love seltzer. It's like ever since I was a kid, my grandparents got me into it because that's all they drank. So yeah, I'm a little fucked up.